So you remember that one time when I was like, I want to do some work out in the greenhouse and I just want to see if it would look like if I started and now I have a giant cluster of a mess, okay? And I gave myself 0 time to plan through this or to think through this, and now I'm in move it around and see what we can do mode, which has turned out to be my little ADHD brain thinking this is a great plan. It was a horrible plan. I didn't have time for this mess. Let me show you. Okay, so I used to have a stair-steppy little planty doodle over here, that one to be exact, and I started shuffling things around, and it's gonna freeze tonight, like super duper freeze, so I have all kinds of things inside. The floor is a sloppy disaster. Why? Because I watered things first and then decided I should start moving things around. So not only do I have leaves and mess in here, I have dirt, potting soil, places. Yes, this is how things got started. Okay, so Lester accused me a little bit of being like Papa and having too much stuff. And my defense was, it's winter in the greenhouse and I'm starting seeds. And then he called me a little bit of Frankenstein for having grow lights and seed heaters and all of that. But look at how pretty. Look at, I got one of my raised beds that my mom put together for me. All beautiful, full of dirt, full of seedlings that I already started. Yes, I started all of these from seeds. These are candy onions. These are Romanesca, celery, burgundy broccoli, and some few artichokes. And for anybody that says, those are too close together, this is a stepping stone. It's not a permanent place, okay? Still don't know what those are. We're not going to talk about that. Have no idea where I'm going to put that. And let's be really real here. I don't know where I'm going to put anything now. Everything is in total disarray, and my whole plan of let's get organized and let's move things has turned into, oh my gosh, what are you doing, Jamie? So, we'll call this phase 1 of the shit show, and I'm going to keep on working at it and see if I can't pull myself together and get back into shape. But welcome to chaos. It's gonna be great. All right, are you ready for an update? It's not perfect and it's not done, but we're getting somewhere, I think. All right, let's look. Okay, so what we've done here is put everything in a row, almost like insinuating that I have my ducks in a row, Stella. Almost insinuating, but I don't. So do not be confused or misconstrued. But what I did was put all of the 3-tiered shelves on this side facing the south, okay? So they still get morning sun, but my seedlings are under grow lights. These seedlings I've mostly cleared out, which is a huge step because these have been growing for a while. All of this are garden dishes that must be done. So all of that needs to be completely scrubbed, dumped out. There are just very few little ones that are pretty leggy that I chose not to transplant yet. But for the most part, this is a to-do pile right here. These are called water beds, and they actually hold water on them. So I can get rid of the trays, the moisture trays altogether as well. So, and just put the cups on there, and that'll be really beneficial for what I have going on. But, hi Christmas. You helped, didn't you? You were so helpful. I have the citrus trees lined up here. They're mostly on caster wheel thingies. Hi Millie. Baby, Mama is making a video to show everybody what progress we have going on. I got my fig trees. Of course, my Monstera plant is up here. Those are just here for the rest of winter. Eventually, this entire section will make its way back out of the greenhouse. It is not meant to stay. My gosh, we're having a party in here. What is going on? Okay, we're not going to talk about this area yet. My 2 raised beds that my mom put together have sort of the next phase of seedlings in them. As I mentioned, I have a few more to drop in. This is a little too crowded for my liking, but this is all lettuce that is just, it got really leggy in the seedlings pot. So I'm hoping that it perks up with a little bit of fertilizer, having more ability to root in here. This is funny, okay? This is a cucumber I started in a seedling pot. Do you see the tiny little baby cucumber on there? This one doesn't have any, but it still looked okay, so we put it in here. We'll see how that goes. Let me show you the one. Gosh, girls. Let me show you this one. So I was going to just toss these cucumber seedlings because, you know, they were an attempt to just see what would happen in here, and they weren't growing very much because they've just been in those little 3-inch pots. But look at this. Look at that little short, fatty little cucumber growing right there. Isn't that the cutest little pickle ever? Yeah, so we're going to see if that grows anymore. You're the cutest little pickle ever too, I promise you. We're going to see if that keeps growing. But, so this looks pretty good over here, and because it's south, this will get, of course it gets morning sun, but it will mostly gather the afternoon sun. And these are cold weather plants, so we have some burgundy broccoli, some celery, romanesca, onions, artichokes. These are little tiny bitty baby mouse melons. Aren't they cute? We'll see what those end up looking like. So, it's getting more clear in here. I still have to figure out what to do with those 2 standy thingies. And then this is the rest of my stuff to keep going with the seedlings. Because we have much more work to do in regards to seeds and starting for our spring and summer gardens. And like I said, we'll get this all cleaned off and we will utilize this space more. I'm going to have to move my sweet Frida and Fred's closet, which is fine because I need the sunlight to hit the seedlings more. And why is everybody barking out here? I will clean this up. Hey, Fiona, leave Reba alone. Leave her go. Reba, you leave Fiona alone. Yeah, both y'all. Oh, no. So here's the deal. Lester put new hay out today, which is great because Tex is feasting. But he moved the tractor. That makes me greatly nervous. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But let's take a look from here. It's getting better, right? I gotta shuffle these 2 things. I'm not done yet. This was just a progress video, Christmas. And then get that potting bench back in order and get those things where they're supposed to be. I just tossed things there for right now. And then the other thing that's going to happen, and this has been a problem for the greenhouse here, is when we built the barn doors, we didn't contemplate how big of a gap that this would leave. So this 2x4 here and the way that the rails run really create a draft and don't allow the greenhouse to seal. Fine in the summer, not fine in the winter. So I have 2 things that I think I'm going to do. One is if I put a tarp up here and staple it, I think that that's going to provide enough seal. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be hands down ugly. It'll provide enough seal in here to allow the heat to stay in and the humidity to stay in better during the winter months. The other option is to put a canvas tarp up instead of a plastic tarp. But that would be like next step. I think plastic tarp is necessary to block that wind fully and to allow the moisture to really condense in here over the next couple of days. The next couple of weeks are going to be pretty treacherously cold, and the temperature in here matters. And no matter how much heat I put in here, having a gap that goes across the bottom and all the way around, I'm just combating Mother Nature. So if I seal that off with a tarp and put some, I have potting soil that I'll just put down on the tarp at the bottom and just create that barrier, I think it's going to help. and that'll help block the north wind altogether. Now this one has it too, but for whatever reason, it doesn't blow through here nearly as much. It all mostly comes from there. If I need to, I can do the same thing to this one, just go all around the edges and have it to where I can just, you know, sort of swing it open whenever I need to. But for now, this is kind of south. Like, if I'm being real here, south is that way. It gets kind of southwestish over that angle. So the wind doesn't really blow from this angle, and typically the porch still allows that heat to come in and for us to keep the temperature we need. So that's my problem side. I will get that worked out. I do believe that this shelf will make its way out. These two items will make its way probably to the center just for growing purposes. I still don't know what these plants are. I have no idea what seedlings I started right here. Gonna be a surprise all around. But more to come on my disaster over here.